Hello. So in this video, we're going to be focusing on how to edit and perfect alternative text images for a Microsoft Word document. So the purpose of this video is to show how to use the Microsoft Word accessibility tool to assess whether the images in a document contain alternative text or alt text and that it is effective and accurate. Alternative text is a short written description of an image in an online document attached to that image so that a person using an accessibility tool like a screen reader is able to understand the image and its context. Now let's cover some quick tips and tricks. First of all, you want to make sure to avoid using picture of or image of in your alt text descriptions. When using a screen reader, it is already going to identify that it is reading a picture or an image. So by putting picture of or image of in your alt text descriptions, this will be redundant. Make sure you are specific, concise, and also include the context. This makes sure that the reader understands fully the purpose of the image in the document. Next, try to avoid using lots of keywords or jargon. This ensures that the reader will fully understand the image. And finally, don't add alt text to decorative images. So now we're going to take a look at an example of a Word document that contains pictures as a way to show how to use the accessibility checker. So once your Word document is open, we're going to go ahead and come over to this Review menu. Over here, we will have this button here that says Check Accessibility. We will go ahead and click that. This side will pop up with all of the errors that we have in this document that the accessibility checker has identified. As you can see, it says missing alternative text and a 4. This means that the 4 images in this document are missing their alternative text. The easiest way to go about fixing this now is we're going to click on this image here and we will go over to picture format. Once we are in this menu, we can find this alt text button and we'll go ahead and click on that. So now that this image is highlighted and this alt text menu has popped up, we can go ahead and enter our alt text here. So based on the context of this document, we are going to go ahead and write the alternative text as a black Yamaha speaker. Now we will continue to create the alt text for the rest of these images. Okay, so now that we've finished adding alt text to our final image, we should be able to exit out of here, and our accessibility checker is still open and has now identified that we have no more accessibility issues. Now we are going to take a look at a second document as an example of why it's always important to check that even if your document has alt text, it's important to check to make sure it is accurate and effective. So now we have this second document open, and as you can see, the accessibility checker has already run and it hasn't identified that there are any errors or issues with this document. But it is always best to check to make sure that your alt text is correct. So we'll click on an image and open up our picture format menu and click on alt text. So as you can see, the alt text for this image here says image of. That is something that we want to get rid of because the screen reader as an accessibility tool will already identify that it is reading an image. And we want to make sure that it's not being repetitive. So we're going to go ahead and fix this and delete image of. And an EV mic is sufficient enough alternate text for the context of this image. So now we're going to go about making sure that all the rest of our images have correct and accurate alternate text. Okay, so now that all of the alt text has been corrected, we can go ahead and close this menu, and we can still see that the accessibility checker has not identified any issues or errors with this document. And that is how to create accurate and effective alt text for images using Microsoft Word. Thanks for watching.